Hundreds of Malawian nationals are currently gathered at a temporary place of safety in a small town in South Africa's Eastern Cape, while they wait for buses back to Malawi. I've chosen not to identify the exact location of the temporary shelter because vulnerable people are currently staying there.
So we have been chased out of our houses by the community, saying foreign nationals, they have to go back home. So that's why we are here at waiting to be processed by Home Affairs and being verified by our Malawian embassy so that we can go.
They didn't chase them as they chased them, but they said, no, they can't take the rent now because of this thing that is happening now, this alarming thing.
I stay in SA here almost 20 years, but in Jeffreys I've never seen such thing happening.
I've spent the last few days speaking to people here, and honestly, it's a far more complicated story than many of the headlines suggest. There are layers and layers, and I am going to take you through all of them, bit by bit, so bear with me. This is part 1. Some of the people I've spoken to have lived in South Africa for years. Some have jobs, some have children, some even have documents that legally allow them to stay in the country awaiting the outcome of their applications. Before people jump to conclusions, it is important to understand the bigger picture. South Africa has one of the highest unemployment rates in the world. Youth unemployment is currently sitting at around 46%. Many South Africans are frustrated. They're worried about jobs, crime, pressure on public services, and whether immigration laws are being properly enforced. Those concerns are real, and they shouldn't simply be dismissed. At the same time, it is important to understand what the law says, and under South African law, immigration officers and police officers are the only people authorized to ask someone for proof of their immigration status. In recent months, communities in different parts of the country have taken to the streets demanding action on undocumented migration. After some residents began asking foreign nationals for documentation themselves, President Cyril Ramaphosa publicly emphasized that immigration enforcement is the responsibility of the state and not private citizens.
Must make it clear that only the authorized government officials may act against violations of the law, including violations of our immigration laws.
People from the community, they doesn't look for documents. What they are looking for is, as far as you are not from here, you are a foreign national, then you are qualified to move out of the house.
No, some of them, there's a lack of knowledge. We want to educate them and tell them what is this about. Because some of them, they think that we're going to loot and then we're going to get the shop. Automatically, when that guy is a foreign, we're going to get that shop. That guy is going on the 30th, we're going to go get that shop. It's not working like that.
Many South Africans who support these actions argue that immigration laws have not been enforced consistently and that the government has failed to address their concerns.
When a son, let's say when a son wants something from the father and the father is not doing what the son wants, the son will do something stupid, will do something bad, so that they can get attention. So sometimes the violence that they are doing, I don't know, it's maybe to get attention from the government or to send the message to the government that this is what they want. That is, I think is what it is. Because as they are saying that we have been trying to talk about this, but the government is not coming on board. So we take law in our own hands.
Many of the Malawian nationals I've spoken to say they're afraid of what might happen if they stay. Some pointed to reports of confrontations, protests, and anti-immigration actions in different parts of the country as reasons for their concern.
Even if you are in a taxi, they can always ask you, when are you going home? So there's a date, they're saying on 30th, by 30th of this month, no one from outside South Africa should be here.
One thing that does keep coming up is the date 30 June. It's important to know that it's not an official government deadline for illegal migrants to leave the country. It's a deadline set by protest groups in South Africa. But many of the people here told me that they're worried about what could happen after that date. Some of the people that I spoke to also said that that's one of the reasons they've decided to leave now.
We are begging them to go home, because after the 30, we will start the movement. It is where it starts. They must not misunderstanding and say they're going to hide themselves until the 30th. After the 30th, they come back. It is where we start the movement, because we will ask the immigrants, we will ask law enforcement, we will ask SAPs. We go door to door and check. And then if you find someone who don't have a document, they must go to the van and go to jail straight.
But who's going to be responsible to do that, SAPS or the community?
Now we'll call the stakeholders and then sit with the community leaders. Community also want to be involved in that.
People that they're going home, they have sold their belongings, some of their belongings that they can't carry to home. But unfortunately, they buy things at very expensive and sell it at a very cheaper price so that they can get something without just leaving all their items behind.
They said they don't know when or if they'll return.
We know it's really needed, and to have a work permit, that's the right route to take for you to be legally in the country. But now for you to get that paper, that's the story. You can do whatever you want sometimes. For you to obtain it, it's a story.
Over the coming days, I'll continue reporting on the legal, social, and economic questions surrounding what's happening regarding migrants in South Africa.
What I'm hoping now, after these things, maybe in the next 2-3 months, to see some people that are working, that were not working.
I'm Kat White, trying my best to keep you informed. Part 2 of this series will be next. Thanks for watching.